Hi, my name is David Thorne. I'm one of the designers of SermonSpark, and today I want to introduce you to one of our newest tools called the Brainstorming Tool. First, let me explain to you why this tool exists. So, when I would preach sermons in the past, I found myself in my sermon writing process often walking around my house talking out loud. And I would just kind of talk out loud what I was trying to preach about, and then go back to my computer and type, 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 type. And what we said as our team is what would happen if we created a tool within SermonSpark where a pastor could literally just record themselves talking out loud, putting all their ideas out there, and then we could generate a transcript from that brainstorm, and then the pastor could do whatever they want with that brainstorm. Let me show you how this all works. So here we have SermonSpark, and you'll see over here on the left-hand side is our brainstorm tool. Now, this is the only tool within SermonSpark that is only accessible to those who have a subscription to SermonSpark. So if you do not have a subscription, you'll see a little a sign here that says that that tool is locked. But let me show you how it works. Is you click on brainstorming and you click on a new brainstorm. And then what you do, you might name your brainstorm, like say, we'll talk about forgiveness. Forgiveness is our brainstorm. In case it helps, we'll put who the speaker's name is, which is me, David. And then you have two choices here. You can make your brainstorm more verbatim, meaning it is going to just transcribe it exactly as you say it, although it's going to try to take out the most incoherent of your thoughts. But the other option is more coherent. And that means it's going to take everything you say, try to maintain as much of what you're saying exactly, but help it to make a little bit more sense. So we're going to go with more verbatim just so we can see how this tool works. And I'm going to, you see we have record, we can pause and then finish. You also have the ability to enter the text instead. So if you wanted to just come here and just write all your thoughts, just start writing, and we can help turn that into a sermon outline. But we're going to record. I hit record there. It is recording. You see it's yellow. I'm writing a sermon about forgiveness. So I'm probably going to have to start with some kind of a story, maybe an extreme story about how forgiveness just seemed impossible, how somebody did something really bad and it just seemed unforgivable. And we're going to move on by saying that that was, and it could be something, a story that I know from the news. Make a note that we'll have to come up with a story. It could be something I from my personal self. We'll try to come up with a story, a big opening story about forgiveness. We'll move from there into just the introduction about forgiveness as a topic, that it's a hard topic. It's hard to define. It's hard to experience. It's hard to know what it means. There's so many downsides to it. And then I'll try to explain, like, well, what we're doing today, we're going to open up this discussion of forgiveness and acknowledging that's hard because a lot of people have issues with this topic. A lot of people get hurt by this topic. So we're going to walk through and find out what God has to say on this topic. And we need to start by defining what forgiveness is. So we can look in the Bible, see the Bible verses that talk about the definition of forgiveness. But as we define forgiveness, it's important to define what forgiveness is not. That forgiveness is not just letting go of your past. Forgiveness is not just forgetting. Saying, oh, don't act like nothing ever hurt you. I'm going to go in deeper, but I'm going to pause it. And I'm going to unpause it just so we can see how that works. And we're going to stop. So I'm going to finish. Now I can listen to it right here, but I'm just going to go ahead and transcribe and clean up the brainstorm. So it is processing what I just recorded, and it is working on creating a transcript of what I just recorded. And you'll see here, here is the transcript. Now, notice I can go in here and write. So maybe I want to take this and I want to go in here and do my own writing in it. You can do that. And you see, I hit record. This is a recording. You see it's yellow. So this is more verbatim, and it's exactly what I said. Now, right here, there's some tools. You have some options right here. You can use one of our tools. So do you want to create a sermon illustration? Do you want to create a metaphor, create a sermon outline, create some creative sermon titles? Let's go ahead and just create a sermon outline of this. And you can see we're using a brainstorm and we're generating an outline. I don't know what it's going to come up with. We didn't really give it that much work. but we're going to use an expository outline. And there we go. Opening story about forgiveness, main point, the importance, practicing, and conclusion. I'm going to go back to my brainstorms and I want to transition to showing you something else you can do. This is that I just showed you how to use brainstorming within SermonSpark. So we're going to go back. I clicked on my brainstorms. I clicked on my forgiveness brainstorm. And I'm going to, you can download it, but I'm going to copy it. Then, what do I want it to do? Okay, let's turn this into um, a blog post. And I'm just going to hit enter and see what it does. So again, as you remember from our blog post, from our my recording, it wasn't exactly finished, but let's just let it turn into a blog post and see what happens. From sermon notes to blog post, the journey of forgiveness, the unforgivable act. This section would open with a powerful story, the challenge of forgiveness, opening the discussion, defining forgiveness, and then it stopped. Now, I could say, go ahead and finish the blog post, filling in the blanks. Now, I probably wouldn't do this myself, but it's worth knowing that this is like watch what it can do, what you can do with your brainstorm once you have it. So it's making up a story. I remember this news story. It's making up a story, and then it is going ahead and filling in the process of forgiveness, when forgiveness seems impossible, living as forgiven people, in conclusion, the ongoing journey. So it went ahead and finished writing the blog post for us. I'm just trying to show that what you can do is you can record yourself, take your thoughts, download those or copy those into a large language model, and then do whatever you need to create with those recorded thoughts. And this is our brainstorming tool. You can see there's a lot of powerful things you can do it within SermonSpark. And if you are a pastor who just likes talking out loud, we made this tool for you, and I hope it's helpful.